Okay. Testing, testing. See if it works. Okay. Testing, testing. Okay, it looks like it works. Okay. Alright, guys. This is how I play my Affliction lock in Legion. Uh, these are my talents. This is my super healing talent combo. Uh, I use this agony thing here. It stacks up 15 times. Absolute corruption to make it permanent on mobs out in the world, and I think the duration is reduced against players by 23 seconds. Mortal Coil for the heal. I'll just use that off cooldown. Um, it gives you 20% of your health back. This is like a solo combo that I use in BGs and I quest with. This is my super healing affliction combo. I use Phantom Singularity as well. It does a lot of damage, 1.4 million damage over time for 13 seconds. Uh, and the healing for you would be 20% of the damage done. So that's a lot of healing. That's a huge damager. Now I use Demon Skin, your Soul Leech absorption. Now passively regenerates at a rate of 1% of your maximum health. And every 1 second. And may now absorb up to 20% of your maximum health, which is this thing right here. So you'd be a tanky former warlock. Criminal service is probably the hardest one to use. It increases the damage by your summon pet by 100%, but you have to wait 1.5 minute to use it. I tried it a few times, but you get 2 interrupts, so you can use that well in BGs. Sometimes if you want to summon a Void Walker out of the blue to help you during your quests, I guess that's good. But I like Gremlin Supremacy. It's a lot better for Affliction. It gives me a slow interrupt, and I won't have to worry about using Grimroll Service. So this is like a lazy mode, as you say. And then Life Siphon, or Siphon Life. There we go. And it heals you for 60% of the damage done. That's a super healing combo in itself right there. Um, for PvP, I just use this medallion here. You know, you don't want to trinket a sap, but the rogue would kill you. I don't hardly trinket blinds in either. I mean, I trinket some stuns, and it depends on the situation. But this is like automatic, and this is relentless. I find this one and this mind quickness is probably the best. Faster on your dot ticks and faster casting. Haste helps with the ticks per second on your dot weaving. Curse of the Tongues, that's good against spellcasters if you're fighting spellcasters in arenas. Some people will jump between this and Curse of Weakness, which is good for melee and hunters. But I like Curse of Fatigue because it reduces the maximum health, so you can do more damage with them with your dots. Kind of crippling them for 10 seconds. Yeah, they're all 10 seconds. Um, S and drain. Some people use that. You know, whenever you heal yourself with drain soul, the enemy target deals 5% reduced damage. For 6 seconds and stack up 5 times. I don't drain soul a lot, but if you want to go for like a fast kill, or heal yourself, drain soul is a good thing to use. I dot weave in battlegrounds, but on Mythic Plus, when you're fighting a single targeting a boss, you don't even use that in there. But another ward is a, an awesome CD. It spell reflects. It's a Warlock spell reflex, so if someone's doing big damage to you, you can make them hurt himself or kill themselves with. And I think that's like the meta right there. It's just so good. Useless against like melee though, unless you're a paladin. I like Endless Affliction. It's your unstable affliction deals the same damage as normal, but its durability is increased by 6%, which works well with this combo right here. Rotten Decay. Each time your drained soul deals damage and increase the durability of your unstable affliction, corruption, agony, and on the target for 1 second. So it doesn't really do anything with Sapphin Life, but normally I just dot everything. Uh, I use Cripple in PvP situations for this pet here, but we're going to turn it off for this simulation right here that I'm going to show you. Of course, you can't use this in BG. Macro is not going to be a thing in the next expansion, so I probably won't show you that. Alright, but the first thing I would do on this target here, I would use Curse of Fatigue to reduce the health pool to increase the damage done. You can use this on your opener if you want, your Phantom Singularity, but you have to be careful that it's not a rogue with Cloak of Shadows up or a DK with Anti-Magic Shield. Otherwise, it wouldn't do anything. But here, I'll show you my little trick. And it's good to have it in a group like this and hit them. And what you want to do, you want to dot weave. 1, 2, 3, dot. 2, 3, dot. And then unstable. 1, 2, 3, dot. And unstable. And you just keep this up. I normally just keep this going. And then on the last target, or if I have 5 UAs, I just pop everything and then drain soul on the target. That's pretty much how you play this spec here. For super healing spec, you just dot everything up. You put UAs on everything. And then you dump your UAs on the last target. Okay. After you dot everything, like if you start dotting, here's something that I've been practicing on. When you start dotting, 1, 2, 3, dot. And the rotation is agony. You want your agony first because it gives you more soul shards. And, the more soul shards, the better. Sapphin Life next for the healing aspect of it. And corruption is just an extra dot. And then you can pop your UA, which is your unstable affliction. Now, this is what you need to be practicing as a PvPer. Like Mortal Coil after each dot. The fear won't last long because if you read here, strikes from Strikes of fear into the enemy, disorient them for 20 seconds. Damage may cancel the effect. Limited to 1. Now, the thing is, it says may cancel. Oh, I got 5 UAs. So normally I just do 5 UAs on one target, and then I drain soul. That's that's the damage rotation. But now the CC rotation. You dot 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 mortal coil. Dot 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 unstable fear. Dot dot dot. It's pretty simple, and then you just fear. Now you could also do it another rotation. I mean, at least you're showing your numbers that you're fearing. But the other rotation is you dot 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 this target, and then when you tab over, you fear that one, and then you dot the next target. I mean, as long as you're fearing in an RBG group, a rated battleground group, you know, you just need to keep the damage going, and that's how you CC. Now to show you in RBGs, Saphin Life probably wouldn't be a thing, because if you have good healers with you, you want to do good DPS. But you can have Death Embrace, and Death Embrace increases your damage done to the target. That's below 35% by 50%. And which is good because you'll kill them faster. You most certainly do a lot more damage. Let me see here. I'll just put this in its place right now. I'll just leave it alone. So what you want to do, UA, it's fewer dots, and then you just go around doing damage to them. I will show you a super AoE spec after this that includes everything I just showed you. And I'll show you a Mythic Plus combo. Well, my pet's doing that. It's slowing the target that I have targeted. But I will show you a PvE combo that I have as well. These are my secrets. If you want to get better with Affliction. Alright. Now, this is super damage. You'll do a lot of damage with this. And it depends if the targets are close together or not. So, Sow the Seeds is your super AoE. It's good for Eye of the Storm, and it's good for PvE. So, if you go Sow the Seeds, some people go Soul Shatter, or I don't go that. Soul Shatter is complex to use. It does its damage, but you just take your dots away. But I'll show you this real quick. Alright. Now, Nightfall. Your corruption has a chance to reduce the cast time of your next Seed of Corruption by 100%. This is a super AoE spec. Now, Sow the Seeds. Your corruption now sends in 2 additional nearby. Well, it'll send your Seed of Corruption to 2 nearby enemy targets and blow it up, pretty much. Here, let me show you how this works. So I dot dot dot, and I can pop Sow the Seeds, and you see it just starts blowing everything up. Like it just, and it puts corruption on them. Look at that explosion. And then when you get a free proc of it from Nightfall here from your honor talents in PvP, everything will drop. Like everything will just explode and it'll be chaos. And yeah, it's really good. Um, the Soul Shatter. Now, what Soul Shatter actually does for you in PvP battlegrounds, you dot everything up. You stack your UAs on it. You could do it on one target if you want to, but you know it's you maximize your damage by dot weaving. Uh, but Soul Shatter will take all those dots by the 5 nearest enemies, and it's dealing 10% of their total health damage and shadow damage, which gives you haste for 8 seconds. You know, for each soul shard that you get. So that would be 8 times 5. That would be 40 seconds of haste for 10% haste. Which is good because you can, you know, you could do more damage, but you can also rebuild. You have to redot everything, and you could probably redot everything faster, but it's a 1 minute cooldown. That's the thing. This one right here, the Endless Affliction, it helps a lot. Like the enemy healers will dispel it, and what happens when you dispel unstable affliction? Oh, it silenced the dispeller for 4 seconds. So you're putting pressure on, and when you use Soul Shatter, you're taking the pressure away. So what you want to do, you want to put pressure on the enemy team while your other teammates destroy them. Now, defensive capabilities, like if I'm being hit, and you don't have to use this when you're low health. A lot of people use cooldowns when they're low health, but it's too late. You're going to die. Oh, he killed me through it. Um, Unrendering Soul. If you're being focused by any melee and they're hitting you, don't be scared to push your buttons. So, like this right here, use it. If you're at like 50%, um, just pop your health stone. Just just don't die. You don't want to die. But yeah, that is the combo for PvP. And if you're interested in PvE, single target damage, most people will use this combo. Meliscus Grasp, Drain Soul on the target. It's good for raid bosses because you're going to be draining soul. You might as well use it, right? Um, which means your agony will stack up 10 times instead of 15. Um, Contagion, you want this, and that will increase a lot of damage on the boss. And you have 15% increased damage to the target affected by your unstable affliction, so it increases your dot damage for PvE. And if you had the ring, it would give you Death's Embrace, which is really good in PvE situations. This right here, Soul Conduit. Every soul shard you spend has 20% chance to refund, which is something that you would want as a PvEer. Make sure you turn off your cripple, and then you just single target for PvE. Stack up your UAs on one target for a rating, and pretty much kill the boss. Now for Mythic Plus, I would just use Soul to Seeds, which you saw was crazy insane because you just blow things up. Uh, so you could take out the mobs faster. UAs for the boss. Although you could probably pop UAs on the trash. Um, you could probably pop UA on the one UA on the main target and then uh, pop your Seed of Souls. Or you could just rotate it like I do for PvE. Um, I just dot and then I pop Seed of Corruption and I dot do it again. Seed of Corruption dot and then Soul Drain until I get my some of my soul shards back so I can do the next damage to the target. That helps you refresh it. And you just do it again. So pretty much I just use Agony, Corruption, and then Unstable Affliction, and then Seed of Corruption. Unless you're fighting a boss, you just want to stack up UAs. You don't want to use Seed of Corruption unless there's more trash there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the secret to Affliction Warlock. See ya.